In this video, I'm going to review the sold website, stack it against the competition, and hopefully inspire you to create better designs and make more money by selling higher quality websites. So if you want to know whether this website passes my truly professional website test assessment, make sure you watch until the end when I will reveal its grade and income potential. Hello, I'm your host Kaycinho, I'm the Digital Alchemist, and in this new series, the goal here is not to focus on flashy websites that require an army of designers and developers to build. Nope. But instead, the idea is to focus on one website design that could be created by one single person or by a very small team. And this in order to inspire you and help you assess the quality and potential income of a website. So today I'm going to focus on the sold website. So I found this website on Web Design Inspiration or Site Inspire, I can't really remember. And just so we're on the same page, here's how I'm going to proceed. I will assess this website over 4 topics: first impressions, identity, content, and technical. Each topic will be noted on 5 points and the final assessment will be noted on 20 points. Now, please note that this is my subjective assessment and not the universal truth, but I've been creating websites for a living for many years and I have quite some experience doing that. So let's start with the first impressions that can be broken down into desktop, mobile, tablet, and versus the competition. Okay, and starting with the first impressions on desktop, well, right off the bat, first impressions are really good because it really feels high-end from the get-go. And the thing is, usually I don't advise to use video on the hero section of the homepage, even though more and more I see many companies using video. But the thing is, here it works really well because it's really visual. And for the rest, it's little things like, for example, you can see the title right here in the middle of the screen. So as it starts scrolling, as you can see, you see this effect? I think it's beautiful. It's not a really fancy effect, but it's those little things that really make a great first impression. Now, for the rest, the website is super clean, uses some of the trends as we'll see in a moment, but it's clean. It's not all over the place. So yeah, first impression on the desktop is really great, and we'll look at navigation later, but as we go through the rest of the website, it's really consistent and basically the whole of the website feels premium. That's really the feeling I have, really my first impression. Okay, now let's take a look at the tablet version. It's really consistent with the desktop version, so nothing new here. Doesn't feel like a cheapo version. I mean, you see the same effect here. The whole thing is just beautiful. And as you'll see, it's beautiful on the desktop, it's beautiful on the tablet. Now, what about the mobile? Well, the mobile looks just as beautiful, maybe even more. You know, these effects here, it goes full screen. So it was nice on the desktop, but yeah, most people are going to see this on the mobile anyway. So let's go back to their portfolio. The only thing I would have liked is the pictures to go full screen, but for the rest, the whole of the design, really super clean. Okay, now let's stack it against the competition. I went on to Google and opened a few architecture firm websites. As you can see, this looks quite old school. That's, yeah, kind of better, but old school, that's old school. That's really old school. This is better, but as you saw scrolling, it's, yeah, kind of really corporate usual. Same for this one. And what about this one? So all in all, the sold website looks way more modern than those websites. And of course, there are many more architecture firm websites, but I just benchmarked a few found on Google. And basically, when you look at the difference, yeah, this is in another league. So for all these reasons, for the first impressions, I'm going to give it a grade of 4.5 out of 5. Okay, next let's move on to the identity, which can be broken down into the logo, the colors, the fonts, and the style versus the target. Okay, so first let's talk about the logo. So this is a typographic logo and I love typographic logos, but I must say I'm not really a fan of this one, but this is just personal preference. Now, in terms of execution, it's really well made. You know, it's really recognizable, and that's what you want. You want brand recognition, and this is really recognizable. So all in all, a very well executed logo, just not my personal cup of tea, but still a very professional logo. Okay, next let's talk about the color palette. Well, the color palette is very simple, black and white, And usually that means luxury. Black and white means either art or luxury, and here works really well, as I mentioned in my first impressions, because it really feels premium. From the get-go, the pictures are beautiful, the fonts, everything, and the thing is, the black and white really insists on the high end or the premium feeling. So simple color palette, but hey, this works. It's been working for ages. Black and white always feels luxurious. Okay, next let's talk about the fonts. As you may know, it's advised to have no more than 3 fonts. 2 is even better. And when I take a look here, it's got this font, so it's Realhead Pro Regular, Realhead Pro Semi-Lights, Regular, and let's scroll down, Semi-Lights, Semi-Light. So basically it's only one font with a few variations. So that works really well, and it really makes a consistent identity. Plus that font is quite nice in my opinion. That's totally subjective, but hey, you know, I love fonts, and yeah, I really love this one. Really works well. Okay, now let's talk about the style versus the target. And as I mentioned a few times already in this video, this really feels premium. So if you're trying to sell premium apartments and housing, you need to have a website that conveys this message. And when you look at what they're building, their apartments really feel like they're premium. That's probably not going to be cheap. So the website really reflects that. So to me, the style of the website really matches the target that the client is probably going after. So for all these reasons, for the identity, I'm going to give it a grade of 4 out of 5. Okay, next, let's move on to the content topic, which can be broken down into navigation, quantity, quality, and funnel. Okay, and let's start with the navigation here in the top right corner. And we got this hamburger icon. And as we open, we have a full screen navigation. Now, it doesn't look like full screen, but it's just because we have an image here on the left-hand side, which makes the logo very readable. So the thing is, as you may know, it's always advised to have no more than 7 elements in the navigation. Why? Just because short-term memory doesn't really allow for more than 7 elements. Don't ask me why. So when you got a lot of elements, the trick is to have maximum 7 elements and then hide some elements in each element. If you get what I'm saying. Here, they don't have that many elements. So basically they got 6 items, the 3 main ones here, and then some more details over here. Now on the tablet it's the same thing, and it works really well. And the same goes for the mobile. Beautiful navigation. Of course, we don't get the image that we get here in the full screen navigation on the desktop, but this really works with the mobile form factor. Next, let's talk about the quantity of the content. As you can see here in the navigation, we got only 6 elements. We got a portfolio, but there aren't that many items here on the website. But it's serving its purpose to show you the different housing projects and the projects that are for sale. So you got 4 projects for sale currently. Now, when it comes to the quality of the content, I mean, it's great. From the videos to the photos, it's really professional, really feels premium like the rest of the website. But hey, you gotta make it work on all levels. So even the images, even the videos, everything has to look good. And for me, it's really mission accomplished when it comes to the quality of the content. Now let's talk about funnels. Well, you don't really see calls to action. Okay, here we have view more, but it's not really enticing you to take an action, except from this one here, which, if my Dutch is correct, says for sale. So what is for sale? But I don't really see, okay, click here to get this or get that, but maybe they don't get their customers here through the website. Maybe it's just to showcase, because I don't know if they're selling individual apartments or they're selling the whole project, so I'm not really sure. But basically, yeah, I would have liked to see more calls to action. So for all these reasons, for the content, I'm going to give it a grade of 4 out of 5. Okay, next let's move on to the technical side of things, which can be broken down into speed, dynamism, interactions, and the use of trends. Okay, so let's start with the speed of the website. So let me show you if I click on this one here. As you can see, it's not the fastest of websites, but it doesn't feel slow. It works for me. I did not feel frustrated. We've reviewed faster websites here on the channel, but hey, it works. Plus, like I always mention, maybe they're using a CDN, maybe they're only targeting, I don't know, they're based in Belgium, maybe they're targeting Belgium and Germany, the Netherlands and France maybe. So if you had to spend money on a CDN, you'd probably choose some CDNs close to where your customers are. Whereas I'm on the other side of the planet, so maybe that's why it's not the fastest of websites. Next, dynamism, and by that, I mean, does the website feel alive? And yes, it very much does. As you can see, we get the video. And then we have this little effect that I showcased earlier on with the title. When you scroll, the title just joins his word friends, if I can call it like this, here at the bottom. And then you got some little subtle interactions, as you can see here as you scroll. And all in all, the website pretty much feels very alive. Next, let's talk about interactions. We already saw a couple on the homepage. And as you scroll here, as you can see, when you start moving the mouse, you can go left and right, and you can interact with the project. So we got the images here. And as you can see, it's asymmetrical design, but in my opinion, well executed and still feels very premium. And that brings me on my next point about the use of trends. You know, I pretty much hate some of the current trends with many different fonts and things moving all over the place and disruption everywhere to the point where you don't even know where to navigate. But this is not the case. Here they implemented some of the trends like we just saw, also the big and bold fonts, but it looks super clean. And this effect also is very, very trendy, where basically the image grows. Here it's a video, but I really love it because it's, even though it's asymmetrical, it really feels clean, modern, and this design, in my opinion, will stand the test of time. So for all these reasons, for technical, I'm going to give it a grade of 4 out of 5. So at the time of reviewing this website, when we add all the grades, it adds up to a global grade of 16.5 out of 20, which is a very good grade, knowing that I consider anything 14 and above a professional website that you can sell for a higher than average price. Okay, now let's talk about income potential. Now, a little disclaimer here. When we talk about income potential, of course, where you live really matters. Do you live in Switzerland or in Bangladesh, in the United States of America, or in Romania? But if you factor in the quality of the content, the super clean and minimal design, as well as the premium first impressions, well, you could probably sell this website between 5 and 15K, depending on your sales skills. Here I'm talking in dollars, or it could be euro, depending on the conversion rate. But don't forget, some people would never be able to sell this website for more than 500 bucks. Not with the same quality, of course, but they wouldn't be able to sell more than 500 bucks, while others would sell it for a minimum of 100K. So it really depends on your sales skills. And like we saw a moment ago, it also depends on your location, because $5,000 isn't the same thing in Los Angeles and in Bangkok. That's the hard truth. But I'm just giving you an average income potential. Now, of course, whether you create this website in 6 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, or a year is also going to determine if it's profitable or not. But let's say that this website did cost between 5K and 15K. Well, in that case, my guess is the company will be really happy with the results, especially when you compare it to some of the competition. Now, how would I build it? Well, it doesn't really matter if you outsource the development, hand code it yourself, or use WordPress. Clients only care about end results and return on investment. Now, personally, I think I could build something similar with WordPress, Elementor Pro, affiliate link in the description, plus probably Jet Engine and WP Rockets, just to give you an idea of the main plugins I would be using. But of course, you could build this with Bricks, with Gutenberg, or with the builder that you are most efficient with. At the end of the day, they're just tools. What matters is the end result. Okay, so today we reviewed an architecture company's website, but which type of industry's website would you like me to review next? Please let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and my work, please give it a thumbs up, because it's really gonna help the channel and it doesn't cost you a dime. And if you want more web design goodness, consider subscribing and smashing the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. I hope that this video will help you become a better web designer and sell higher end websites. So I see you in the next one, and don't forget, I'm trying to build the content I wish I had when I got started. So I'll see you in the next one, and until then, take care and stay safe. Cut.